Welcome to my weekly spiel. Welcome to my weekly spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's weekly spiel. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin from Margaret Franklin Creations. And this is Thursday the 20th. Nice to have the date displayed on our phone. Anyway, it is hot today, and we have the fans going. We're trying to hold off as long as possible before getting any air conditioning. It has been a busy week. Yesterday I was at Mosaic Creative. I only sold one thing last month, a hand puppet, so my rent was $10 less. I paid $40 and bought some treats for me and my hubby, and one of my green unicorns kept falling off the shelf and trying to follow me home. I figure that if blue unicorns have been a symbol of healing and healing and comfort, then green unicorns must symbolize a new beginning. We haven't received any more word about our housing situation. We're keeping that in prayer. Hope that God leads us to the right place. We've applied for government subsidized housing, and the waiting list for that can be 8 to 10 years, but many people we know have been lucky and gotten it in a matter of months. Hope that includes us. Wherever it is, Dave and I, we need to have each our own bedroom because I'm impossible to sleep with. He used to snore, but now he uses a CPAP, and I talk in my sleep and I thrash around like a trout. And sometimes it takes me longer to fall asleep, and I have found one thing that has really helped me lately. After Scott moved out downstairs, there were several nights I still had trouble sleeping because I was used to being nocturnal. I was used to not being able to sleep because I'm stressed out about his shenanigans. And some people say, "Oh, it'll take time to get over. You're probably going through post-traumatic stress because of this situation." And I believe that's true. So lately I'm glad that I have a portable DVD player. I can watch movies in bed. Sometimes I read or do word puzzles, but lately the last couple nights I have been watching WNED videos for uh, old amusement parks. This is the one that I watched the night before last night, Remembering Mountain Park. And that's where the Holyoke merry-go-round used to be. It is still up and running. The rest of the amusement park's gone. Kind of makes me sad because places like that used to be so much fun. And this is the place that I grew up with, Crystal Beach. Oh, I loved that merry-go-round. It was the Philadelphia Toboggan Company number 12 with menagerie figures. And one of my favorite creatures on that was the hippocampus. They don't really show you enough of the carousel. Carousels are underrated. But Crystal Beach was famous for its food, too, like the lollipops and the loganberry juice and the sugar puff waffles. And I can remember that was where I had my first hot pretzel. But the carousel was still my favorite thing, and I was heartbroken when I went to the place in 1989, the summer before it closed to the public for good, and that carousel was gone already. There was a nice 1950s aluminum Alan Herschel, but those horses just don't have the individuality of the hand-carved ones. Because that PTC had a lovely assortment of carvings. There was a wolf, there was a dog on the inside row, and a big St. Bernard dog on the outside row. A lion, tiger, giraffe, deer, and some of these are probably one-of-a-kinds that are in private collections now. Back in the 80s, a lot of carousels got dismantled from the auction block. It's sad to see them not being preserved intact. Anyway, this is the one that I got at the Butte, Montana convention a decade ago already, Remembering Columbia Gardens. That carousel, most of it was destroyed in a fire after the park closed in '73. But they are building a new carousel. Oh, it's already up and running, called the Spirit of Columbia Gardens. And I bought this at the mall where that carousel was being built. They have two workshop areas. or actually one is a workshop and one is a display. They had the place that used to be Old Navy had all the horses on display, and there's one named Lester wearing a green hat, Irish horse. My dad's name is Lester, so that's the horse I want to ride when I go there. And there is this couple up in Idaho who they found a beautiful Alan Herschel carousel in a barn that they're restoring, and they're the ones. What were their names again? Reno and, well, my memory's not as good as it used to be. I'll get back to you when I remember the Clay. That was his name. I knew it was something out of the ordinary. Clay and Reno. This couple owned this beautiful carousel, and they also own a quilt that I made. They bought that at the auction back in 2010. And last but not least, one of these nights I want to watch Things That Move. This used to be a regular series on TV, and the first one I happened to tune into was the episode about carousels, and Richard was in it too in his Rapid T Rabbit costume. He was at the grand opening of this carousel based on children's drawings, and it literally closed down the next day. There was engine trouble, so that carousel sort of been sitting there doing nothing for God knows how long, and I don't know what they've done with it now. But I'm very blessed to have Richard in my life. He passed away in 2017, and he was able to make me a copy of this show on DVD, and I'm really happy to own that. There are a few other videos on the shelf, and I'll probably be watching those over the next few days. It's something nice to just get my mind off of everything, and I fall asleep just like that when they're over. And what else is new? I got my vaccine about a month ago already. The next one's in August. Gotta have blood work twice between now and then. It's no big deal. Anyway, my next tattoo is calling to me. It feels more like I choose them than they choose me. And I'm looking towards getting a green racing derby horse on my left thigh, so I can peek out from between the threads of one of my favorite pairs of somewhat distressed jeans. I didn't actually pay for them to look like that. They just years of wear and tear. Anyway, I'm trying to think of if there's anything more of importance that I have to say. I still don't know anything about Market Squared, and probably won't until July 1st, but in the meantime, my Canada Day unicorns will be available at Mosaic Creative, so just hop on the 403 Park bus, and take it to Philip Murray and Skay. Get off at Skay, you will see the Taekwondo Academy and the daycare, and just walk up Skay, and Terwilliger will be to your left, and you can see Mosaic Creative from a distance. And a lot of people, I wouldn't be surprised, are also vendors like me who end up spending our paycheck on treats. I recommend the kettle corn, and I recommend the cheesy garlic bread. Anyway, that's it for now. So thanks for watching Weekly Spiel. Bye-bye. Be back soon.